everyone, it's Jenny from Homestead Corner. Today we are making rose water. It is so refreshing and wonderful for your skin. So let's get some roses. So we collected a nice little bunch of roses, and this one was so interesting. I've never seen one like this on our bush before, but it's half white, like they split it right down the middle. Usually we see them with a little bit of variegation in them, but not a whole lot. They're usually bright pink. Here's one that's got a little bit of white in it, but they're super beautiful, and roses are so good for your dry, irritated skin. So I love to make rose water with this. It's so nice to have. It's refreshing to put a few squirts on your face. And it helps just calm your irritated skin and dry skin, and it's just so good for your skin. So to get started, we've just collected some roses, and I'm going to give these all a rinse because they were out on the bush, and I want to make sure there's no bugs in them or anything like that. We're just going to give them a quick rinse with some cold water. Okay, so once we have them all rinsed, I'm just gonna pull these petals right off. And it's okay if they're still wet. We're making rose water. We're gonna add water to this. So I try to shake them off because I don't use tap water in my rose water. But I'm just pulling off the petals. So we have these beautiful petals and sticking them right in the pot that I'm gonna cook this in. And be careful if you're doing this. There's thorns everywhere and they hurt. I'm getting stabbed all over the place. So, and if you tear a rose petal, that's okay. We're just cooking them up. They don't have to be perfect. This can also be done with dried rose petals. If you don't have rose bushes on your property, definitely you can buy dried rose petals. I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to buy some. I don't have any for sale right now. I make all the stuff that I'm going to make before I start selling any. So I don't know if I will have any this year. I can never tell until I get done making stuff. You know, I do try to share my extras though. Whenever I have an extra, I try to get it out there for other people. And on these, I save these little teeny, there are some little teeny rosebuds. Can you see that? Little teeny weenies? There's a couple on there. I cut those off and I do dry those because I like them for potpourris and things like that. So there's so much stuff you can do with this. The little buds are great in oils, everything. If you wanted to put some buds in an oil and you wanted them to be like little pretty oils in there, you could add some buds just for beauty. All right. Let's just put that over there. And we're just going to keep going. I've got a big colander full of these roses. So we're going to get all these little petals in here. And I will bring you back when we're ready for the next step. Okay, so once I have all of my petals in here, I am just going to add some filtered water. If you don't have filtered water, you could use bottled water for this. I don't use tap water because of all the stuff they put in it. I just don't like it. So you just want to kind of make sure that they're covered with water. So there's plenty of water. They kind of float, so, but you want to make sure if you push them down, the water comes up over the top. And that should do it. And they will stick to your hands. I have too many kids. Oh my God. All right, so I'm going to turn this on like a medium heat, and we're just going to bring this up to we're going to bring it up to a boil, but we're going to do it slow. I don't want to scorch this. I just want to bring it up to a boil and then simmer it for 20 to 30 minutes. So once this has been simmering for 15 to 20 minutes, you'll notice that the color is pretty much sucked right out of these leaves, and the water has taken on that pink color from the roses. So right now I'm going to turn this off, and I'm just going to let this steep and cool down to room temperature before we strain it. So once everything is cooled down, you are ready to strain it. You can see it has pretty much stripped almost every drop of color out of these petals. To strain this, I just use a regular funnel, and number 4 coffee filters, the cone filters. They're pretty inexpensive. You could use the smaller ones too. They have a number 2, but this is the size that my coffee maker takes, so that's the size I use. And I'm just going to scoop this out until that filter's sitting right. And this will kind of weigh it all down once that liquid gets in there. There we go. So we're just going to let this all strain through, and the filter will take any seeds or anything like that out. There are a few seeds in here and the rose petals, and you'll just have your clear rose water down in the bottom. So we got it all strained out, and we got a quart and a little bit more. And I like to put this, I'll put this in the cabinet in a cool, dark place. Down in the basement's a great place for it. You want it in a cool, dark place. It'll last the longest that way. Probably about 6 months. I haven't had any trouble with it as long as it's nice and cool and dark. It doesn't get any sunlight or anything like that. You could keep this in the fridge also. That's another great place for it. I like to put it in a little spray bottle. This is just a little 2-ounce spray bottle, and I like to keep this in the fridge. Oh, making a mess. It's slow going in. And these little spray bottles are perfect. You can just grab it, give yourself a little spritz on the face or whatever. It feels so nice on the skin. And you can add witch hazel to this to give it a more of an astringent property. If you want something to refresh your face and, you know, close up your pores, and, you know, you can add this to it as well. I do sometimes, but not all the time. And if I want that, I'll just make a little bottle for the bathroom and add it to the little bottle. But this is so easy to make, and this rose water is so refreshing and so good for your skin. Oh my goodness, all natural. What a great way to preserve your roses and to give yourself some nice natural skincare products. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.